No.
Oh my goodness. Local leaders are warning you to stay home if you can. While it might look okay right now, it's only expected to get worse.
Yeah, Sherry Williams is watching everything this morning over at Transtar headquarters. She is with Jeff Linder right now, the county's meteorologist, and he has the latest for us on what to expect. Sherry?
That's right. As more and more people are starting to wake up, we are getting our first official briefing of the morning. Jeff Linder, what's the latest?
So right now the forecast appears to be panning out as we expected. The freezing line has moved into the northwest part of Harris County, but so far the bridges and overpasses are doing well as we expected this morning. The morning commute is not going to be the issue, but as we move into the midday hours and into the afternoon and evening hours, that's when we expect the potential for ice formation on the bridges and overpasses. And that's really the main threat today, is the bridges and overpasses. We're not expecting widespread power outages. We're not expecting surface streets to be impacted, but it is those bridges and overpasses that folks need to be using caution on today.
Some are pretty tall. I can think of a couple that are especially tall, and they're scary on the best of days. Can you name any that you are especially worried about?
Well, initially we're going to be most worried about those high flyover connector ramps. When you connect to one freeway to another, those are really high up in the air, and they will tend to freeze first. TxDOT and Hectra have done a great job over the weekend of putting down the anti-ice solution to help those bridges and overpasses, but we do suspect we will see some ice on those at some point today. And then going into tonight, with the temperatures getting extremely cold tonight, down into the low to mid-20s across the region, any residual water, even on surface streets, may freeze. And so definitely moving into this afternoon, tonight, and even tomorrow morning, road conditions could be hazardous across the region. And that's really the main threat today.
Right now the rain isn't bad. In fact, out here it seems to have stopped. So do you still think that the rain that fell earlier and the water that's out there now would stick around, or maybe go ahead and evaporate?
Yeah, some of it's going to evaporate, but we do have additional precipitation moving in from the west, and we will continue to have precipitation, and that's a mixture of freezing rain, which can turn into that glaze of ice and sleet, and maybe even a little bit of snow later this afternoon, all the way through the early evening hours. And so even though it may not be precipitating right now currently at a location, additional precipitation is expected throughout the day.
Can you believe the year you've had, or since August, now we're into 2018? What is happening?
Well, you know, we've had this from time to time. If you look back in some of the previous years, back in the 70s, we've had ice and snow events. We've just been really warm. Last year was a really, really warm winter, and so we didn't have to deal with this, but we're certainly having to deal with it this year. We had the snow back in December, a little bit of sleet a few weeks ago, and now this event. So.
All right, thank you. Jeff Linder, Harris County Meteorologist. Thanks for talking with us. Back to you guys.
Sure, you weren't accusing him, were you, Sherry, of causing all this?
What is happening? I love that question. We're all wondering
What are you doing
too.
to us, Jeff?
I know. Cheetah, the weather phenomenon of the past 6 months have been insane here in Southeast
It's like,
Texas.
give us